Hey, welcome everybody. I am a little ahead of schedule. I know my Facebook post said this morning that I'd be on live at 7:30. However, I had some scheduling conflicts, so I'm coming to you a little early. I wanted to talk to you today about energy in and energy inventory. Hey, Sarah. If you didn't catch my last blog post, I invite you to go over to healingbalancemn.com and sign up for my blog updates that you'll get via email about once a month. This last blog I talked about an energy inventory as a kind of a tool to evaluate why you're exhausted. So we look at the energy ins and we look at the energy outs. And so I shared with you some of my ins and outs. And tonight I want to talk a little bit about how to schedule intentional time to create more opportunities for energy ins. And so when we're looking at this kind of overall balance, we have to be really intentional and really kind of grounded in where our energy goes. And so in this life, we are so busy and we're running from here and we're running there. And we, meet up with good friends who we just fill our hearts and our souls. And we always say, oh, we should connect and we should do this and we should do that. But how often does that actually happen? So what I would invite you to do is to be intentional and schedule those activities that give you energy, whether that's like me, lunch with my girlfriends or going out for a walk, using tools to time block. We know that unstructured personal time is oftentimes it turns into an energy suck. So we're on social media, we're just hanging around the house, which of course is nice to do once in a while. But it kind of gets to be really unproductive time. And when we're looking at our schedule and we're saying we're too busy for self-care, I would invite you to take a look at all the unstructured personal time that you have and how you could use that time a little bit more effectively and wisely. So get out your planners, get out old school planners. We are back to school. I am sure that an Office Max somewhere around here has a planner, or if you prefer the electronic route, check out your calendar app. And if you want to get really creative and it brings you alive to color code things, then do that. It happens to be that I color code in my electronic calendar. Red is for workouts and tangerine is for one-on-one appointments. And so I would encourage you to take a look at where your time is going and be intentional about scheduling those activities that bring you joy. And if you have a good friend who you've reached out, you've seen, and you say, oh, we should get together, and you never make it happen, reach out. Reach out to them and say, let's get something on the calendar. Let's get intentional about our schedules so that we can create more opportunities for connection and joy and things that bring us energy. So, and then start small. Like for me, one of the things that brings me great joy is walking in nature in particular. If I can get around the water, even better. And so I started small. If I could commit to Mondays, and full disclosure, today was not one of those Mondays because it was cold and rainy, but if I can commit to just Mondays to get out and walk in nature for an hour, then it's easier to build. We're not taking the elephant in one huge, massive meal. We're taking it kind of one bite at a time. So if you can commit to 1 hour once a day or once a week, and then you can build from there. Once you're like, oh yeah, this feels really good, I'm totally gonna commit to this. So that's what I'm asking you to do, is be intentional and commit. So if part of you is going, oh, it would be selfish of me to take care of myself, or there's too many people who are depending on me or need me, and I would feel horrible, taking a half a day from work and spending it with my girlfriends or going shopping, I would invite you to seek out some energy work. That is a primary solar plexus problem. You've definitely got some congestion going on there in your personal power center. And so I would invite you to take a look at that and seek some assistance in trying to clear that and trying to move past that pattern of not being worthy or not having enough time to take care of yourself. Because folks, the oxygen mask, they tell you this on the airplanes for a reason. You have to put the oxygen mask on yourself before you can help others. And so that's really what this energy inventory is about, finding balance in the ins and the outs. so that you don't feel exhausted and run down and tired all the time. So I hope you find that tool useful. Now, what I want to hear from you guys. I want to hear, what are your energy ins? What are those activities that like just light you up and bring you joy and make you just feel super full of vitality and passion? I'm so interested to hear the gamut of those activities and what those are for everyone. And before I sign off, I want to just give you some announcements. If you go to my Facebook page under events, I have 2 major events coming up in the month of September. The first is on September 11th. Note the time change. I think in my last live I got the date wrong. I'm doing an education workshop on CBD. It's free. As I'm preparing for this presentation, I realized that all the other ones that I've done really within the last quite recently are incredibly outdated. The industry is moving fast and there's a lot of new information out there, and there's also more and more products out there, and so trying to discern what's real, what's a real product and what's kind of fake is getting harder and harder. There's labeling changes that I'm constantly having to research to keep up with the industry standards and things like that. So I invite you, if you know somebody who has used CBD and it hasn't worked, or they're looking for more information, they're hesitant to try it, this would be a really good educational opportunity for them to come check out. And note that I do not do product sales, so this is really for educational purposes. And then lastly, I am doing a holistic holistic approach to back pain event. It's a lunch and learn September 18th, free lunch in Bloomington. Again, check under my events tab on the Facebook page and it will guide you to those events. The lunch and learn is limited to only 20, so please make sure to RSVP if you're interested in that event. I'm doing some awesome collaborative work with a couple of my referral partners, and I think that will be a fantastic opportunity to learn and for folks who are suffering from back pain. So with that, I think that's it for this evening. Thank you for your grace and being a little earlier than scheduled. I hope this all finds you well, and looks like the sun is finally coming out here in Wayzata, and I'm excited to talk with you in the next couple weeks again on my next live. Have a great night, and I'm really excited to look at your comments about what brings you energy. All right, have a great night, everyone.